Hello everyone and welcome back to my channel. Today we are discussing India versus China comparisons. So we're going to start off with street etiquette and spitting on the streets. So in China, a lot of people will just go all over the place, literally everywhere. And this is due to high pollution levels, especially in Beijing, as it's one of the most polluted cities in the world. And you can really see that everywhere you look, it's very smoggy. The skyscrapers are all blurred out with smog. And yeah, I think it really affects people's airways to a point where they actually close down schools on certain days because of the pollution levels. Now, in India, I did see a lot of people spitting as well, even in rural areas where it was not polluted. And this is because they chew on leaves that give you a almost high relaxed state. Now, even in the UK, we have people chewing leaves, and we actually have to put up signs, especially in London, to say that you cannot just spit out leaves on the streets. Okay, so next is general happiness. Now, I've noticed in China, a lot of people look absolutely miserable. They seem very unhappy, and no one smiles at you. And across the skyscrapers are anti-jumping nets. Now, in India, I'd actually say people are extremely happy there. And people are very, very smiley, and they're very excited about life. And although they don't have much, they're incredibly happy people. Next is train security. So in China, I was very surprised to see that if you want to catch a train anywhere, any station, you have to x-ray your bags. And in India, so many people do not pay for their train tickets, and there's no security. So you can just hop on a train, hop on, hop off. That they actually have made train tickets into lottery tickets. So you can win a substantial amount of money every week if you actually buy your train ticket. So I thought that was a quite an interesting comparison. Next, in China, you will see military and policemen absolutely everywhere. But in India, you'll rarely ever see a policeman. Same with the cameras. There are cameras everywhere in China, and in India, you'll barely ever see a camera. It's very relaxed in India. People are a lot more chill. You can pretty much get away with anything in India, but you can't do anything in China. And it's the same with littering. In China, the streets are spotless. There's not one bit of litter because the cameras will catch you. Now, in India, litter everywhere, especially on train tracks. And I've seen videos on the internet of train staff collecting the rubbish bins that are on the trains and just chucking them out on the tracks, which is absolutely shocking. Next, China has completely banned me and obviously everyone else from using a lot of social media. Now, I don't know if you guys have noticed, but I have not been on YouTube for the past week or any social media because China not only has its Great Wall, it also has its Great Firewall, meaning YouTube, WhatsApp, Facebook, Instagram, Pinterest, everything is blocked. Also adult sites as well. So all the people here are not using any of the Western social media. And to be fair, whilst I've been here and I've been obviously banned from all online entertainment, I've actually become fairly productive. I've done a lot. To be fair, I've done a lot of editing and been pretty busy. And I think this is also reflected with all of the libraries everywhere in China. In the airports, on the main streets, there are gigantic libraries. So everyone here is pretty much forced into being focused and not distracted by anything. Now, India, you can do whatever you want online, and India has a lot of online scammers. So you can do whatever you want there. And next, we'll talk about education, because that sort of ties on to it. I was pretty shocked to find in China, it's very hard to find anyone who actually speaks English. And I was very surprised by this because I always thought the Chinese were highly educated and English was just taught in schools. Turns out, it's very rare to find someone who actually speaks English. However, in India, everyone that I met speaks perfect English. The Indians actually have incredible English and they're brilliant at speaking it. So it's very helpful when you're lost and you need to ask a local for some advice or help or where to go. Next, Google Maps. So in China, if you have a Google phone, you're essentially screwed. And Google Maps, Google the search engine, are banned here. So it's incredibly hard to get around and get anywhere. We've been struggling to find places to go, and we've had to find ways of contacting family and friends back home to help us find markets to go to or places to go and do things because we can't search it. And then you can't ask people either because they don't want to speak to you or they don't speak good English. So it's very difficult in China. Whereas in India, Google Maps works perfectly well and everyone is more than happy to come and talk to you and give you some advice or help you with directions. Next, how they treat tourists. So in China, I think they're very anti-tourist. We're currently here on a transit visa, meaning we've only got 10 days here. And if you want to actually come to China and explore it, you have to basically go to the Chinese embassy, for me, in the UK, and go and ask them for a tourist visa. Now, that's not really possible when you're backpacking and you're traveling around. You kind of go with the wind, right? So we've had to book all the hotels beforehand and to prove at the airport that we've booked a place to stay, and we had to book our tickets leaving China. And there's a lot of rules about districts and everything. So it's very strict. And the general feeling is you're not really welcome here. We've barely seen any other tourists. And obviously you can't use Google Maps and it's ridiculously hard to figure things out and, do touristy stuff. There isn't exactly a lot of stuff to do either. Like been to the Great Wall of China, done a few tours, doing Disney soon, but there's not a massive amount to do for tourists. Like you don't see a lot of them. Whereas in India, they're extremely welcoming to tourists. They do like tourists. We didn't see many tourists there, to be fair, but everyone on the streets wanted to come and have photos, come and talk to you. They were very excited to see tourists. So you definitely get a bigger welcoming in India. Next, airport security. Now, China has particularly wound me up because they took my power bank off me. So you're not allowed any power banks, not in hold or carry-on baggage at all, unless it has 3 C's on it. And we've had to just buy a new power bank because they have taken it. And I actually think this is a bit of a scam because our power banks were both made in China and they've been taken off us. One was brand new, only bought the other week, and the other one was £180, and I've travelled the entire world with this said power bank with no problems. And they just take all your power banks off you, and I generally think they're probably recycling it and reselling them. Just my personal opinion. So yeah, the security is extremely strict, and there's also signs and threats and stuff saying if you forget or hide your power bank or your lighter, you'll get charged £500. So you can't really get away with it either. Next, oh yeah, you also get like a full, every single person gets patted down as they enter as well, and it's just incredibly strict. Now, I actually thought India's airport security was very strict as well, and they had to check my bag about 6 times. I was waiting almost an hour as they kept rechecking my bag and pulling out different things, like being really shocked about it. Like I have this tiny little mosquito bite zapper, so when you get bitten by a mosquito, you can just like press a button and it will send a tiny electrical shock to your skin, and that helps with the itching. Not exactly sure what it's called, but they were very fascinated with that and wanted to take it off me, but they didn't. But anyway, I think both airport securities are very tricky to get into. Also, India, you have to do a lot of research and get a visa beforehand to enter. Staring. So in India, I got a lot of staring from pretty much everyone, women, children, men, the lot. Anywhere you go, everyone in the street will stop and stare at you. Because there just aren't really any tourists ever. In China, did experience some staring, but only from occasional men, and that's about it. And this, I've just been past it, is the mosquito bite thing. So I'll show you how it works. It's just this. You put it against your skin, and it zaps you. So yeah, that's pretty much everything. And I'll tell you one thing. If I had to choose which one to go back to, it would actually be India. I generally think India is better for tourists and traveling. China, I wouldn't come back, unfortunately. I don't think it's a very nice place to go, and you're not really made to feel very welcome here. So, India wins. Anyway, thank you guys for watching. Hope you enjoyed the video, and I will catch you guys another day.